easier it is if you have needs to get in. But for those of us that can walk and are in good shape, to park further out, so that we are being sensitive to visitors that come to our church. Everything that we're trying to do is not just to keep and to minister to the folks we have, but to welcome the neighbors into this place so that they feel like they can have a place to learn about God. So logistics, to me, is one of those things you don't talk about that much. Sometimes it sounds like it's business, but if all of our intents are focused on us, then we're never going to be welcoming to them like we're supposed to be, the folks that God's bringing. For instance, if new people come and no one talks to them, or we're all in our little groups with our buddies, well, they're not going to feel real welcome to come to that church. They're going to label us as just one of the many churches that have too many packs of cliques, right? That's just a simple thing we know about. If you come in and you can't find a parking space and you got to walk about 3 blocks, well, that's hindering people from coming to your church as well, right? Well, think about this. What's the one thing about our church setup that's different than probably 95% of churches? No pews, that's partial. What else? I'll give you a clue. It's to my left. I didn't hear it. Nope. Nope. 95% of churches, their doors are right up the middle. Am I right? And we have the weird quirkiness of a church where people come in the side, and if you're a visitor or you're a latecomer, what's the one thing that you don't want to have to do when you're late or new? Is be noticed, right? If you're late or new, you would like to slide in and not have to be noticed. And in this small room, which really in reality, when I'm only about a short distance from Chris Newby right now, when we make visitors have to walk all the way to this side of the building because we are so packed in this one section, then we're not very welcoming to latecomers and new folks. But I know that for purposes of need, we need to be close to the door if we need to go back and forth out for various reasons, right? So for those folks, that is the right section for them. But I'm just encouraging those of you that aren't locked into a certain seat, the front row hasn't been attended in probably a year. Okay? Non-attendance, okay? Those are the best seats as far as seating comfort. And they haven't been broken in at all. So I'm asking us to think about, if I have a section of 50 seats, which now got thrown all in kilter, out of kilt because of the tree, and that's a small congregation over there, would you consider either moving up of that section or moving to one of these two sections to accommodate the purposes of logistically welcoming others? Do you see what I'm saying? You say, Pastor, did that just dawn on you? Kind of. Kind of. But you do notice, what do people do? And how uncomfortable. The last thing you want to do when you go to a new church is to feel any more uncomfortable than you already do, right? So if we can think about filtering to this section in the middle and the front here, it leaves for those that need it, because they have to come in and out a lot, and for newcomers and visitors. I just want to throw that out to you. Please don't get offended. We're not trying to take away your favorite seat. We're trying to look at how we can be a bridge for folks. Amen. I know you're still probably looking for Matthew 6, but I'm going to give you one other note of interest. When we have been given the yellow house, the gray house, and an apartment upstairs to the little learners, we've been blessed with a stewardship. And with that stewardship comes the wisdom, asking God, what do we do with those parcels and places? Joanne has faithfully been blessed by this gray house, but she's indicated to us that she needs to move soon for various reasons. So our board met and talked about what's the wise approach toward these things. We had an apartment that we used for guest ministers, etc., but we feel as though it's just not being used enough. And we want to bless a family with it. And as Joanne leaves here in the next whatever amount of time that is, there's another parcel that will be empty. And so before we make it public, the openings that are there, we need to tell our church family this so that they know about it and so that they might even have someone in mind that the Lord's going to arrange to be blessed by those parcels that we want to give with. So let's just trust the Lord on that. Would you agree with me that the Lord's going to bring the right tenants? The little learners behind us, that daycare has been a blessing to them and to us. Perfect. Just awesome, and we're just thankful for that. So we'll trust God for the rest. Amen? You say, what's going to happen with the yellow house? We're still working on some things. God's got a plan. Matthew 6. So glad so many of you young people and college folks are here today. I've got something special for you. The name of my teaching today is The Superhero. Actually, another title would be Convergences and Rhythms of Heaven. Not in a series right now, and so I allow myself the opportunity to just preach on whatever. And I notice myself I've become very fascinated with science fiction movies. Not to the place of some of you, because I know some of you will watch it all day long, but I have noticed the enjoyment I've had of watching the different futuristic things, of other worlds and other powers. The mysteries of our universe that the Lord has given us no real clarity about. They keep learning new things, don't they, about our universe? It just keeps... The thing I was told a few years ago is that our universe is continuing to expand, and that's just out of my brain. I can't comprehend a universe that continues to expand. The name of my message today has to do with convergence, and part of it comes from a movie that just came out here recently in November, and I'm going to show you a clip of a movie that I thought was pretty good. We need that sound. No. We have music of worship instead of the movie. So let's go back to the beginning of it, if we can. Well, you're imagining thunder, but they're...
Yes, the world's alive.
And now, an exclusive look at Thor, the Dark World.
Every 5,000 years, the world's alive, allowing an ancient darkness to strike.
What's gonna happen?
If we do nothing, they'll destroy us.
You must be desperate to come to me, brother.
Help me save us all.
When do we start?
Thor,
Prepare yourself.
your family, your world will be extinguished.
Everything is being torn apart.
This ends now.